Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Jessica Lopez, Third Ward.
Ann Shershin, Sixth Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. We have one public hearing tonight that's on the Cablevision franchise agreement, and then we have a rather small meeting after that. I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing number 1.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing number 1 is Cablevision franchise agreement. Does anybody have any comments on that? Going once? Going twice? Make a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jeff?
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to a public hearing held on April 4th, 2018 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, in regards to the application of Cablevision of Wappingers Falls, Inc. for a franchise agreement, does hereby approve the said franchise agreement and does authorize and direct the supervisor to sign the same on behalf of the Town of Poughkeepsie, subject to Public Service Commission approval. So move.
Second.
Moving a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Takes us to the end of our public hearing. Now we come to town board meeting. The first thing on the board meeting is a lead agency for the planning board from Marist College. The second is rescind refunded Dial Sewer Tenancy Agreement. Next one's Arlington Business Improvement District representatives. The following one's resignation of Michael Nacarado from the Water Department. And a printer service agreement with NetFX in Marist College Riverfront Fireworks Display. Germania's Mayfest and Oktoberfest events fees. Supervised execution of Stop DWI patrols agreement with the county. Fairview Fire versus Poughkeepsie Planning et al. Stipulation release. 11, the bids for Arlington Wastewater Treatment Plant repairs to supports for the pipe. Appoint Joint Water Board Bill Carlos. By Municipal Sewer Commission, appoint John Baisley. Authorize the supervisor to sign the bid net contract. Poughkeepsie, how do we pronounce that one? Slicker Demo, Walker Vassar College. Rebid for mowing for town parks and other facility. 17, authorize the supervisor to sign agreement with the government payment services, credit card services and tickets. 18, ratifies the supervisor's execution of CSEA Employee Benefit Fund Vision Plan. 19, Marist College reimbursement for Taryn Riley employment in the Comptroller's office. Make a motion to suspend the rules for any comment on any agenda items.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Doreen, come on up.
I have one question on agenda item number 10, Fairview Fire District versus Poughkeepsie Planning et al. The document was posted, but just to make sure that I understand it, it looks like the lawsuit's just being dropped and there's no monetary.
Correct.
Okay, so it's just like that's the end of that. That's done
It's done and over with.
and no payments.
No payments at all.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else any agenda items at all? If not, a motion to resume the rules.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Just before we go on, so everybody knows, this is the first week of the transfer station, and they'll be staying open until 2 p.m. for some of the extra stuff that people got. We figure it's going to be busy this one, and in 2 weeks when they have the next one, both of them will be open till 2 o'clock, both days for all the extra overflow that we're anticipating getting in.
But I did the last one.
Okay, Bill.
Okay. 2,
Yes.
be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby consent to the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board acting as seeker lead agency. Notice of intent paperwork can be found in the Town Clerk's office. For the project known as Marist College McCann Center Edition 2, 11 37-21 Champagne Way, 37-41 Half Moon Walk, 5 Edvard Beck Drive, Poughkeepsie, New York, tax parcel numbers 6062-02-870603, 874650, and 884713. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie, for itself and the Arlington Sewer District, does hereby authorize supervisor to rescind a November 4th, 2010 sewer tenancy agreement with Dial Resources LLC based on the fact that the development of the proposed project on Tucker Drive was not pursued, and the comptroller is authorized to return the sewer tenancy fee of $9,000 paid by the town by CPR-Dial LLC, said payment to be jointly made to Dial Resources LLC, CPR-Dial LLC, CPR-Dial LLC, and David Dial in reliance on the terms of the affidavit, release and hold harmless agreement annexed hereto. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is a comment on this. We're still waiting for some of the paperwork to come in on this. Once all the paperwork's finalized, then we'll approve it to go out.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Police Chief Ron Spiro to the Arlington Business Improvement District Board of Directors, which appointment is for the period ending June 30th, 2019, and be further resolved, the Town Board does acknowledge the supervisor's appointment of Councilwoman Ann Shershin to said board, which appointment is for a period ending June 30th, 2019, and the Comptroller's appointment of Supervisor John J. Baisley, which appointment is for the period ending June 30th, 2019. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Michael Nacarado, laborer with the Town of Poughkeepsie Water Department, effective April 3rd, 2018. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor or his designee to sign a service agreement with NetFX, Inc. for printer services at the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department for the agreement period from March 18, 2018 to March 17, 2019 at the annual cost of $826, which is no increase from last year, and be it further resolved, and the town board further finds that it would not be in the best interest of the town to solicit alternative proposals or quotations for such service, and be it further resolved that the town board finds that this is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Resolution 7, whereas the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie has heretofore received an application from Marist College to include a fireworks display at its Riverfest event to be held on Friday, April 27, 2018, with a rain date of Saturday, April 28, 2018, and whereas the applicant has notified the Fairview Fire District, and whereas the certificate of liability insurance has been filed with the town clerk naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as an additional insured, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application as submitted for a fireworks display to be held on Friday, April 27, 2018 at 9 p.m. with a rain date of Saturday, April 28, 2018 on Marist College riverfront property, 3399 North Road, Poughkeepsie, New York. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive all permit fees relating to Germania of Poughkeepsie's Mayfest on May 18th, May 19th, and May 20th, 2018, and their Oktoberfest on September 7th, 8th, and 9th, 2018, pursuant the request from Germania received on March 23rd, 2018, a copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
We're up to number 9.
Nine.
Number 9, yeah, you should read number 9.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby ratify the supervisor's execution of 2018 Stop DWI Program Agreement with the County of Dutchess, a copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on number 9? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a stipulation of discontinuance and settlement with prejudice and release in the matter of the Board of Fire Commissioners of the Fairview Fire District versus Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board, ETAL, index number 515, 2015. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reject all bids for Arlington Wastewater Treatment Plant tunnel repairs to support for pipe contract number 2017-07 pursuant to the recommendation of the town engineer. So moved.
Second.
How many bids did we get, and were they all
We
just?
had enough bids in, but talking to Suez down the plant, within a year, they can do it on their own. They have enough time, they'll do it on their own in their own maintenance agreement. So
Oh,
we didn't have a need. They had some other computer programming equipment they'd like, so we're gonna work with them on, they're gonna take care of this part in-house, and we'll work on work on getting a computer program, and they'll run the whole new plant monitoring system and all their maintenance, so we're working on that instead. So
Okay.
they said they've done like 3 or 4 of them already. It's not the whole support, it's missing like the bottoms that have rotted out. So
Okay.
they cut the bottoms off, they've done some already, and they said they can do them all.
that's good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Bill Carlos to the Poughkeepsie Joint Water Board for a 3-year term commencing January 1st, 2018 and expiring on December 31st, 2020. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this? Bill, are you sure you want to do this?
I'm abstain. No, I don't want to do it. Abstain.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John J. Baisley to the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission for the years 2018 and 2019. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with BidNet, which is a web-based solicitation and bidding services company, in substantially the form presented and to be executed on terms acceptable to the town attorney. And be it further resolved that this work is a Type 2 action requiring no seeker review. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on this one? Just, this is, the county uses this for all their bids, and we're on it. But Felicia investigated a little further, and by us joining it, they'll keep track of who has actually picked up our bids, and she'll have to get it instead of hoping that somebody writes in that they got the bids. So,
Yeah, we have to have a demo before we actually sign the contract because there are some pieces that will cost us money. So this,
we want the free part.
yeah, we want the free part.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application submitted by Kyle Mills on behalf of the Tri-State
Good luck.
Scleroderma? Scleroderma.
Foundation.
That's
to
the
hold
worst
Poughkeepsie Scleroderma Walk on June 16, 2018, from 9 to 12 at the Vassar College property. Be it further resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application for said Poughkeepsie Scleroderma Walk, and the town clerk is in the receipt of a certificate of liability insurance naming the town of Poughkeepsie as additional insured. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Where,
I just wanted to mention that their insurance is up in March, but they're sending me an updated one when they get it.
Okay.
Okay, whereas the town of Poughkeepsie advertised and received bids for various lawn mowing and medium maintenance services, and whereas Empire Landscaping and Snow Plowing, Inc., Empire, was awarded the contract for mowing of town parks and other facilities, and whereas Empire has refused to proceed with the contract, now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie authorizes the supervisor and the comptroller to forfeit Empire's bid deposit. It rejects all other bids for mowing of town parks and other facilities, and it directs that the recreation director promptly rebid mowing of town parks and other facilities. So moved.
Second. Is
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that
there
one?
a reason why they changed their mind?
He said he got too busy and other things come up and he just can't do it at this time.
Yeah, and that's a significant amount to mow.
Yeah.
Because it's all the little pocket parks. It's not the athletic fields, the ones with athletic fields. It's the other ones. And it's here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a significant amount of mowing.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Whereas the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie by Resolution 75, Number 4 of 2017, authorizes supervisor to execute a contract with Fundamental Business Services for parking ticket services, and the town has received a companion contract from Government Payment Services, Inc. for credit card processing of parking ticket payments. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized the supervisor to execute a contract with Government Payment Services, Inc. in substantially the form presented and to be executed on terms acceptable to the supervisor, comptroller, and attorney to the town. Be it further resolved, this work is a type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second.
The motion second. Any questions on this?
Jay, is this basically what we originally agreed on when we got the notice from the court with respect to the tracking of the parking tickets, or is this just the credit cards?
No, this is the parking tickets.
So the
Tim's going to
processing,
give you more
I'm
defense.
sorry. He's right. You approved a contract with the original agency company, the fellow that came up and spoke, to process this. As part of their processing, they make available this credit card payment system, which they oversee, but it's really a separate contract. So we thought that it should be on for separate approval, even though you approved the base contract.
okay.
I would have called it Part B, but he gave you a better description. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby ratify the supervisor's execution of an agreement between the Town of Poughkeepsie and the CSEA Employee Benefit Fund to implement the Platinum 12 Vision Plan, a copay of which is attached hereto. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. That was only 2.5 years overdue.
Resolution 19, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the request of Charles Emberger, Comptroller, a copy of which is attached on behalf of employee Taryn Riley for permission to reimburse her for human resource course at Marist College in the amount of $600 under the existing Town of Poughkeepsie Employee Handbook, specifically Section 506, and be it further resolved that said funds are available in the Comptroller's 2018 budget. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any questions on that one?
I have a question. Typically, if we cover tuition, it's usually a C average or better. Is this a,
She has to pass the class.
right, okay.
This isn't really an accredited type course. This is like a 3-month different stints for classes. It's not really colleges geared just towards human resources.
And she's using her own time, just wants the.
Yeah, yep. We actually went to her with it. We called Maris and asked about it, and then we actually went to her and asked her, being that she's new to this position and doing it, that we think it would be to the benefit with all she does in there to pick up on and learn it.
All right. No, I agree. I just wanted to make sure we're covering the
Yeah.
taxpayers.
She was willing to do it on her own time. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. It's you or me? It's me? Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby set April 4th, 2018, 7 p.m., Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rock Road, as and for the date of a public hearing to consider an extension of the current franchise agreement.
Jay,
Wrong one.
I think we're done.
That was it?
We're
Yeah,
done.
that's why I didn't
Save
start
the-
to speak.
I
Yeah.
said, look at the contract. Can we reauthorize this one? I'm reading it going, where are we going?
No.
Let's suspend the rules for some public comment.
Walk
Tammy.
around during life.
I'm looking at going, I saved it, we had questions and we didn't.
That's
need it. Yeah. We have a motion to suspend the rules for any comment besides my comments. Doreen? Next time I should go this, put a line
So I
to it.
have a question on agenda item number 12. Did Councilman Carlos abstain on that? Or you said 6-0?
I abstained.
Oh, you abstained?
And you said
On
6-0.
appointment.
You didn't vote for your own appointment. I want to change it to 5-1.
It should have been
5-0.
5-0-1.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're good.
Thanks, Doreen.
Okay, all right. Okay.
He wasn't getting out of it anyway.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about, something I touched on at the last meeting, but now I have another concern. It's the lack of oversight of the town zoning board and town planning board. So at the last meeting, a third ward planning board member was appointed. And I started looking around as to the prior person who was on there, who was Mrs. Elizabeth Bamba. And it appears that Mrs. Bamba was on the town zoning board for about 17 months when she was no longer a resident of the town of Poughkeepsie, which is against the law. And I find it troubling that no one on the town board, no one in the zoning department, the zoning board chairman, no one knew that Mrs. Bamba had moved out of the town. She didn't say it. It was very easy to do a Google search and find out what the requirements were. It says you have to be 18 and a resident of the municipality. Then I filed a Freedom of Information Law request, and I see that her voucher submitted to the zoning department went from her Poughkeepsie address to her Pleasant Valley address. So the zoning department was getting these. It was signed off by an authorized signature, who I was told, since I couldn't read it, was that of Neil Wilson, then Director of Municipal Development. I don't know if then it went on to the comptroller, because there's an approval for payment here. It's not signed, though, by the comptroller. It has his name on here. So the whole, if you want to call it the chain of command, either just look the other way. I don't know what happened, but 17 months, and nobody
Doreen, I'm
knew.
not disagreeing. As soon as I found out, I sent her a letter, and I told you this before. Sorry, thanks for your time and effort. And I think right after I sent the letter, Jessica had called me with the same question. So not that, it was blindsided, but once we found out, we did correct the problem as soon as we did. And I said, and I looked at it, and it was like within the next day, Jessica called me with the same question. And I said, we already sent out a letter, and thank you. I mean, should somebody else have found it quicker? Most likely. But when we did find it, we corrected the problem.
Well, I'm glad you corrected immediately, but Jay, I guess my concern is either within the zoning board or the zoning department or the then Director of Municipal Development and the applicant themselves. I mean, you would think that people would be, honest about these things, and she had been on the board for, I'm guessing, 15 or 20 years. So that is of concern to me, the lack of oversight. And I don't know what you're going to do about that. Now, should you ask like once a year, everybody on the board, the planning and zoning boards, are you still residents of the town? Is, the Director of Municipal Development going to?
We're going to look over it a little thorough. I don't think just because one slipped through, we'll change, we'll look a little thorough. And we told them to watch out to see if there are changes. Just because somebody mails it to a different address, they could be away, they could send it there. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean they're a resident in another town. I mean,
according to the county records, her house in the town of Poughkeepsie was sold in July. According to Board of Election records, in August, she changed her residence to Pleasant Valley. So I think the combination of things indicates that for 17 months, she was not
I'm not
a
disagreeing with
member.
that. The first two, we wouldn't have known. And the third one, if, she did send them somewhere else, that doesn't make it wrong, but it also should set up a flag if you did see it going, where to question it.
Right, it
they
just
should've
seems
got questioned,
unbelievable
yeah.
that nobody knew that she
Somebody
had
should have
moved.
questioned it.
Okay.
If I may, Doreen, I just wanted to say that I think it came up when she asked to be reappointed. She reached out to me and said, I want to be reappointed. Can you meet with me? I met with her, and it was at the very end of our conversation that she said to me, just to be completely transparent, now that I'm asking to be reappointed, I do want to tell you all that I have moved. I don't think it should be an issue, and that's when I said, this is a red flag, and I called Jay, and we decided that this is not. So I'm not sure that she was, forthcoming until the reappointment came up.
Right, and like I said, so 17 months have gone by, so just, okay, so that's just, again, it's of concern, and it seems like there was a whole chain of command that missed it, so. The other thing was about the planning board chairman, John Weissman, which I brought up at the last meeting. So again, these are supposed to be volunteer positions, yet over just the 2 years of vouchers that I foiled for the planning board, looks like Mr. Weissman was paid close to, in the vicinity of $5,000 over those 2 years. And it used to be, or at least I thought, that people were paid for a field trip and a planning board meeting. And Jay, I know I told you the other day, I went back and I looked at some meeting minutes from, I brought this up, I think, in like 2008 and 2009 about the costs of the application fees that people were paying when they came before the planning board. Was it even covering the board members' stipends, which again, at the time, I thought was just for a field trip and a meeting. I was shocked to see that there was one 2-month period, Mr. Weissman billed $890. He billed for 17 meetings in that 2-month period. There was another one that was $645 for a 2-month period for 12 meetings. He billed to come to a town board meeting. He billed to go to a historic preservation commission meeting. He billed, to talk to members of the planning department, billed to talk to the developer of municipal development. Some of those were 2 meetings in the same day he billed for. So again, the lack of oversight, and I know, Jay, you said you were going to address it. I'd like to know, is there some plan, how you plan to do
We're
that?
working on a plan, and we should know in a couple of weeks, Doreen.
Okay. And, again, Mr. Weissman's been on the planning board about 22 years now. He's been chairman for at least 15, I believe, and sometimes I just question, I think that the planning board, and again, this is my opinion, the planning board sometimes acts with maybe more authority than they're really allocated under the law. I mean, I don't know how this got so out of hand. I really don't know. And again, it's just, a whole lack of oversight. And I don't know, maybe the board should consider limiting the number of terms that people are appointed. So I'd like to see that taken into consideration. And I do have another question. Mr. Weissman was appointed as part of the master plan committee. Now, is this something that he's expecting to be paid for? Is this a volunteer? I would think.
It's a volunteer position.
Okay. Well, I hope somebody makes it clear to him so we don't end up being billed for his time. Thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. Anybody else?
I'm just going to say something.
Can you state your name?
Alicia Salvatore, Town Clerk for the Town of Poughkeepsie. I just wanted to let the residents know, if anybody's watching, that starting next week, my dog enumeration is going to begin, and all of the residents are going to be receiving in the mail a flyer that looks similar to this. I think it might be blue. I'm not sure if he changed the color on me, but it's going to be one color as a first mailing and a second color as a second mailing, and basically it's just a census for the dogs. And it's just a simple form that they have to fill out, and I just want everybody to know that if your dog is licensed and you receive one, it's just going out to all town residents, so it's, everybody's going to get one whether their dog is licensed or not. And if they have any questions, they can give me a call at 845-485-3620. Thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. Is there anybody else?
Yes, I'd like to talk about, we're having an Easter egg hunt. The town Easter egg hunt is this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. We're going to be meeting in the north parking lot of Vassar College, and it's going to be on the lawn there, unless the weather's dreadful and the forecasters are looking kind of gloomy. In that case, it'll be up and back at the field house. So, Easter egg hunt, yay.
You gonna be in charge?
No, no.
Motion to resume the rules.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you guys?